Hi everyone, greetings from Team PMG. I'm Jestin Bose and today we are going to discuss the manufacturing of butter. So let's start. The topics which will be discussed in this presentation will be the general introduction and details of butter, types of butter generally used, major regulations and standards of butter in India, and then we'll move on to the production process of butter and then we will conclude this presentation. The first point of discussion, butter. Butter is basically the fat of milk. The fat is dispersed in milk as an emulsion. It would be basically like fat dispersed in water. The production of butter includes various processes which converts this fat fat in water emulsion to water in fat emulsion. The definition and standards of butter is given by FSSA. The main criteria given by FSSA for the marketing of butter is the fat content and manufacturing practices. FSSA has classified butter into table butter and cooking butter. Types of butter. The butter is classified according to different parameters such as their acidity, salt content, end use, and manufacturing practices, etc. We shall be discussing them in detail in coming slides. Going on with the classification of butter, we will first classify butter according to their acidity. Based on acidity, it can be classified as sweet cream butter, mildly acidified cream butter, and sour cream butter. The main difference between them is their acidic content. The acidic content in any dairy product is determined majorly by the amount of percentage lactic acid present in it. The difference between these butter are due to the use of cream with high or low acidity. Thus, this step will be discussed in detail in coming slides. Based on salt content, it is classified as salted butter and unsalted butter. Salt is primarily used as a preservative. It also imparts a good flavor for the salted butter. Salted butter are generally consumed directly. On the basis of the end use, butter is classified into table butter and white butter. As the name suggests, table butter is used for direct consumption with bread and toast, etc. It is generally salted. And white butter is generally used for the manufacturing of ghee and it do not contain any other additives. And FSSA has classified butter on the basis of their manufacturing practice. It is classified into pasteurized cream butter and desi or cooking butter. Pasteurized cream butter is prepared from the cream directly after pasteurization without ripening. And the desi butter is prepared in traditional methods and the cream used for the manufacturing of desi or cooking butter may be ripened. And let's now move on to our next segment, the production process of butter. Butter is industrially produced in different processes. We shall discuss about each of these steps in detail in coming slides. The first step is the reception of milk in dairy plants. It is normally received in milk tankers. After reception, the milk is basically separated within the processing line. Separation is majorly done by a centrifugal cream separator. From here, the milk gets separated into cream and skim milk due to the difference in density of milk fat and the remaining solution. After separation, we go for the pasteurization of cream. Pasteurization is basically a thermal operation in liquid products to ensure the microbial quality and to nullify the presence of pathogenic microorganisms present in them. After pasteurization, we go for ripening, which is an optional step. And ripening is the process of acidifying the cream with selected microorganisms. Such selected microorganisms are called as starter cultures. We add these selected starters to the cream and wait for it to get activated. This will produce a compound called diacetyl, which provides the butter a peculiar and good flavor and aroma. Then the cream is transferred to aging tanks. Here, the cream is stored at lower temperature for the milk fat to crystallize, which aids the churning process. The next step is churning, which is one of the most important steps in butter production. In churning, the main thing which happens is the phase reversal of the cream, which is the reason we get butter. Churning can be either batch or continuous process, as we have seen in the previous slide. Batch churning is done on horizontal drum-like cylinders. During the vigorous rotation with controlled temperatures, the emulsion phase of cream changes. Cream is in the form of oil in water type of emulsion. Water is the solvent and the milk fat is the solute. The churning operation changes this phase to water in oil emulsion. Here the milk fat becomes the major solvent and the remaining water gets separated as buttermilk. In continuous butter making machine, this process is made continuous with screw conveyors. The churning is done with screw rotating over the butter to make the phase reversal happen. After churning, we then drain out the buttermilk after washing it with wash water to remove the excess water present in the butter clots only if the fat percentage in buttermilk is less than 0.5. After this, we may go for a salting procedure according to the type of butter we are producing. The final stage is making the butter into blocks and packing them and hardening them in cold storage. The wrapping and packing is done either manually or automatically. The butter is wrapped in special wax papers called butter papers. So we will conclude this presentation on the note that butter production should be one of the most careful processes attended in a dairy. Each step is important and proper quality inspection must be done at each stage to avoid microbial and chemical effects and also for reducing the losses. That's all for today. Stay tuned to PMG for updates on food processing and engineering.